and county's libraries and their resources and their services. The Friends' goal is to provide direct financial assistance to the library system. One way they accomplish this goal is by holding fun and interactive events and festivals, such as the upcoming second annual Storybook Festival. And joining me for the second part of the show this morning is President of the Friends of the Library Board, Susan DeWald, and Co-President Victoria Dahlstrom, and Vice President Tyler Julian. Boy, I got all the leaders right here in one room, don't I? How are you guys doing this morning?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, happy to have you guys on here. Now, tell me about the Storybook Festival. What is this thing?
Well, the Storybook Festival is it's our new big fundraiser. We used to do the auction, and now we're doing a family-friendly festival at Whitney Commons Park. It's held this Saturday, June 25th, from 8 a.m. to noon. It is bigger and better this year, but a little shorter. We've got some local vendors and food trucks. We've got a pre-race yoga on the lawn. We've got a fun run. You can dress up as your favorite storybook character. And we also have story time with local authors, live music, some magic, kids' games, and lots of fun.
Now, the schedule of events seems pretty packed. How long do you think this is going to go on?
Victoria?
Yeah, so this year we've shortened it. It starts technically at 8. We are extending it a little bit. So we have yoga at 7:30 for all of the racers and non-racers who want to prep there. So 7:30 for yoga, and we'll go until noon and start cleaning up at that time. So between 7:30 yoga, then we have an 8:30 start for the race. After that, kids events, we'll have live music, some impromptu magic, and just a lot of fun events in the meantime.
Now, was this last year or 2 years ago that we held this? Did we skip this last year? I can't remember.
We did this last year, and then in 2020, we did a virtual fun run because of COVID. So this is
That's right.
technically our second annual big festival at the park.
Yeah. I remember that asking folks to dress up as their favorite character, go out on a run, and then shoot it up to you guys, and you would feature it on your Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Now, I've always kind of wondered what those individuals look like running down the road looking like Gandalf or Dr. Seuss or somebody, and people just wondering, what is going on over there? But this year, it's going to be a whole crowd. Do we have people signing up already?
We do have people signing up already. You can check us out on our Facebook page or Instagram page to register for the race. And we have vendors and food trucks and everything all lined up already.
Now, what are some of the characters you guys have seen in the past that you can remember right offhand?
Well, my nephew dressed up like a cowboy, and he was just a little baby then, but I think he even won. I wasn't a judge because
It's biased. It's biased.
I know. This year, though, we do actually have Gene Galliano, Poet Laureate of the state of Wyoming. He's going to be one of our costume contest judges, and then we'll pull in a couple of the board members to help judge as well. I'm trying to think what else we had last year. Maybe some pirates.
We had quite a few bugs.
Yeah, there were bugs.
Yeah, that's a
there's
big
a lot
one.
of bugs.
Lots of butterflies. Yeah, we had Captain Hook. We have Dr. Seuss, Thing 1 and Thing 2. Cinderella. We had a lot of Harry Potters.
Oh, yeah, the huge book series for
Yeah.
kids. I mean, that whole series got kids into reading, back into reading heavily throughout, what was it, the 90s? I think that's when they came
Late
out.
90s, yeah.
Yeah. So I could imagine you had a lot of Harry Potters
Yes.
out there.
Yeah.
Now, what was the other one that kids got into a lot? They made movies out of it. Hunger Games. That was another
yeah,
one.
We had
that,
some of those too,
Yep.
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a Katniss or two out there running down the street. Now, what is the cost to join the Run Walk? Because this is a fundraiser as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's $35 to join the fun run. So it's a 5K or a 1 mile, and that also includes a T-shirt. I'm wearing our yellow
look
from
at that,
last year, but we actually have a nice turquoise teal color this year. So it's going to be great. We also have some goodie bags that go to the racers. With some lip balm, some stickers, some cool things like that. So you do get bang for your buck besides supporting the library.
Which is, I mean,
which
that's
is the
the
goal.
real cause right there, isn't it? Now, usually when it comes to the Friends of the Library, what are some of the things that you guys fund that our listeners might not even know about? They think, oh, well, that's the library. The government takes care of that. But what do you guys do?
We help support literacy campaigns. So we have, in the past couple of years, done a free book giveaway for the summer reading program at the children's libraries at all 4 local branches. Some of our monies have gone to purchase things that the library doesn't have maybe in their budget to purchase. It allows the library to basically buy whatever they want. If they want to do some arts or bring in an author or do a writing workshop, it allows the library to do those kinds of things. So that's what our fundraising branch does.
And so basically, if we have like a big event there at the library, more than likely the Friends of the Library are probably involved in funding that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I want to emphasize the Friends of the Library support all the branches. So that's the Story branch, that's the Tongue River branch, that's the branch out in Claremont. We support all of the libraries in Sheridan County.
And now there's a tease, if we can get just a tease for some of the prizes that may be offered for our winners during that run. Do we know what that's going to be yet?
We do. You get a fantastic certificate that says you won. And
Bragging rights. That's what we
yes.
call that.
And we've got some tokens for our Java Gypsy coffee truck and Kona Ice.
Oh, fantastic. Now, what kind of games are we going to be seeing? When you guys organize these games, do you ever sit around and you're like, all right, this got to be storybook themed games? Is that the kind of games we're going to be seeing out there?
We're going to see a lot more lawn games, like things that you would do with your family or when you're out camping. So we're going to have some cornhole, we have a golf, like target golf chipping contest. We've got some bubbles. We've got a bounce house. So it's really just family friendly. So anything that your kids would enjoy doing or your nieces and nephews, that's what we're going to have out on the lawn for the kids.
You know, when it comes to cornhole, when I was back in college at the University of Wyoming, it was just really starting to gain. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, we all remember playing that in schools when we were kids. But, man, in the 2000s, that game really took off. And now there's got, like, national competitions, and some people get pretty serious about that, don't they? It's amazing how serious some of those folks get. Now, you talked about some of the vendors that were heading out there. What kind of food are we going to be able to eat?
We have pizza coming, so they will have both breakfast pizza as well as switching to lunch there closer to noon. We also have Java Gypsy. She'll be offering breakfast options as well as coffee. And Kona Ice will be there as well for a little sweet treat.
I'm one of those people. I'd go to the yoga, I'd stretch out, and then I'd ruin it all by eating a breakfast pizza before the run.
Before the run. Wait till after.
Yeah, I would just have to walk the run. Now, you said that you're pretty much lined out, so you're not looking for any more vendors, though.
We have a few more spots for vendors.
So if people are interested out there.
Yep, and we are offering it for free. We don't have to pay. So if you're interested in being a vendor, just reach out to the Friends of the Library. You can call the library, or you can look us up on our Facebook page and message us that way. I think we have maybe 5 to 10 spots available if people are interested.
Now, if I was a vendor, maybe I'm just out there getting my feet wet. Brand new truck. Can I reach out to you guys and get my name on a list and have you call me whenever you have an event like this?
Absolutely.
So it's kind of the same information. Just give you a ring and say, hey, I know you guys are full during this one, but next time I'd like to get my name in that hat. Now, what kind of items are going to be featured during this auction? Because there's also a silent auction that's going to be taking place,
Yep,
right?
we've got a few items for silent auction and some raffle items. We have a round of golf out at the Powderhorn that's been donated for 4 plus a cart. We've got some signed books from Pamela Fagan Hutchins, her Patrick Flint series and her Maggie series. We've got a catering and a one-night stay at the Waldorf Astoria guest house for 2 people. And we've got some other fun things. We've got a camping set and some s'mores, a Kid Curious basket, just lots of good things. We've got bowling and car wash passes. So we'll have raffle tickets. You come down and purchase one of those, or if you're interested in a silent auction, you just write down your bid and we'll we'll give those out at the end of the day.
Yeah,
A new one we also added this year. We have 2 discovery flights through the Sheridan Pilots Association, which will be amazing. So definitely add that in for the raffle.
discovery flights.
Yes.
Do you have details on that?
Well, I am not the pilot, so that's good. But the Sheridan Pilots Association will take you up you will have an option of one of 2 planes. They'll take you up for about 45 minutes to an hour tour around Sheridan. I did it a few weeks ago. It was amazing. Highly recommend it. And just to see our community from a different lens.
Absolutely. Wow. That would be what I'd be throwing my money into right there. Now, how did this idea first evolve? The Storybook Festival, this is technically kind of our third, but our second annual that you can actually attend in person. How did this come about?
Well, we used to do our big auction, silent auction, out at the college, and we've done that for years. But when COVID hit, we were looking for a way to support the library because our libraries were, they relatively stayed open for the most part, but to continue to provide resources for them. So we came up with trying to stay healthy in our community, even though we couldn't be together. So we started with a virtual run, and that just evolved into making it a live festival, really, where kids can come down. And the auction was really geared towards adults. So we wanted our festival to be geared towards all ages. So that's why we chose the park and chose to go with the festival route, so that kids, it ranges from 0 to however old you are, and everybody can come down and enjoy something.
And I mean, like the addition of costumes, it really made your run not just fun, but something that people want to do every year, something that they can look forward to. Maybe they're out there planning, making their costumes. I don't know if some people like to do that, but I like to make mine. And I've spent months doing it in the past. It's pretty ridiculous, actually, borderline obsession. But so I think that's one of the most fun aspects of this run is you could go out there, you could go run as Darth Vader if you wanted to. You could run as Gandalf the Grey. I mean, so you see all kinds of characters, and they don't have to be storybook specific, do they?
No, anything you want.
And pretty much anything you want to do. You can just throw on and go out there, take a run. It's for a great cause. Now, one more time, when and where is this going to happen?
So it's this Saturday. June 25th, starting at 7:30 with some yoga. We're registering for the run at 8 a.m. The race starts at 8:30, and then we're playing games in the park, vendor fair, all that good stuff until noon. So it's this Saturday, 7:30 to noon in Whitney Commons Park.
And one more time, tell me who's going to be telling stories, and we've got some magic on the way as well, don't we?
Yeah, so AJ Longhurst is going to be our wonderful MC again, and he's going to be doing some magic in between our story times. We got Gene Galliano, poet laureate of the state of Wyoming. I'm going to be sharing some of his children-specific poetry for story time. We have Rachel Esch going to be reading from her newly published children's book. Who else is going to be reading?
You.
Oh, me? I did agree to that. I'll be reading some stuff. We also have some live music woven in there.
Gabby is going to be singing. I'm sure quite a few people have heard her at Luminous. So she has offered up 45 minutes of her time. She'll play a little acoustic guitar and sing some songs for us.
How great is that? Now, you don't have to be involved in the run to come to the festival, do you?
No.
You don't have to do that. You can just attend the festival, have a good time, grab something to eat, maybe drop your name in for a flight around Sheridan, and call it a day. So I don't have to be involved in the run. Now, there is one more thing that I want to discuss with you. I've only got about 6 minutes left. But you're looking for board members of the Friends of the Library. How many people sit on your board currently?
Right now, it's 7. We just had a few more, or 9. We had a few more join just recently. We are looking for about 3 to 5 more members to really, our work is enhancing the library's flexibility in what they can spend. And so proactive members of the community that have an interest in the library, interested in furthering children's education. We meet once a month.
All right. Victoria, what inspired you to join this board?
Actually, Susan did. She invited me, and I know how much I utilize the library as a child, and it's near and dear to my heart, so happy to give back.
Did it take a lot of recruiting? Or,
No,
or
no.
you were like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to do this.
It
Is this the first board you've ever been a member of? Or are you
This
pretty
is-
involved in stuff?
Yeah, this is the second one I've joined. I think I'm on 3 or 4 right now.
Wow, you're busy.
Yeah.
Busy. Tyler, what about you? What got you on the board, buddy?
Victoria.
Oh, look at
I
this.
know, we're close.
That's called the waterfall effect.
But I think that's one of the cool things about it, right? Is we're building a community here. And I would just reiterate some of the things Victoria said. Like, we want people from out in Ranchester and Dayton that utilize the library branch out there. We want people from Claremont on this board, right? And so, how can we expand the library community and make sure that people are represented and the people that utilize the library are helping build that community up and directing how that money's used. And so she got me involved, and I've always been a library patron, and I love libraries. I love books. I'm a writer, as you found out. And so it didn't take much for me to get involved. But, some of our board members are, involved with jobs that involve a lot of math. We have a nursing professor that is on our board, and so you don't have to be like a literary person to be on this board. And I think that's important because libraries aren't just about books. They're about access to internet. They're about access to community events. They're about access to information, and we're helping create that by giving the library more freedom to spend money for programming, for children's literacy, for all those things.
Absolutely. You think about things like local history, and I'm talking Sheridan region specific history. I'm going to the library. I'm going to go back into that room.
Wyoming room.
Wyoming
Yeah, the
room,
Wyoming
yeah.
room, and I'm going to be doing my research back there. How many individuals do you think use that every year? And that's not per se like a literary thing. That's a historical thing.
Yeah.
How many kids are going in there looking up, science terms and making sure that they understand their homework, and those meeting rooms are being utilized all the time. The library is really a community hub, isn't
Yes.
it? And I'm glad you brought something up, Tyler, when it comes to the smaller communities within Sheridan. How many members of the Friends of the Library are Sheridan-centered, live here in Sheridan, and then... I don't expect you to know where everybody lives, but we would like to get more people from those smaller communities, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah, most of our board right now is Sheridan centered. We just had someone come on from Ranchester, and we had a couple of ladies that were from Story, but they've retired. So yeah, we'd love to have people from Claremont and Story and Ranchester, Dayton, all the surrounding communities.
Well, I'll tell you what, Susan, from your last 2 recruits right here, I can tell you you're building a very good board.
Thank you. Yes,
Now,
yes, we're
if
blessed.
I did want to jump on that board, what do I do?
We meet every Tuesday of the month at 5:30 at the Sheridan Fulmer Library. If you're interested, you can come to one of those meetings, or you can reach out to the library, give them a call. They'll give you some information, or you can contact one of the friends through our Facebook or Instagram pages, and we'd be happy to meet and share some information with you. You can come check out a meeting or two and see if it's the right thing for you.
Right, yeah, get involved, folks, especially if you're out there in one of those smaller towns, you're looking for something to do, to be involved in the community. This is a great way to get it done. Tyler, I've got 1 minute left, partner. Tell me one more time, when and where is our Storybook Festival going to be?
The Storybook Festival is this Saturday, June 25th, 7:30 a.m. to noon in Whitney Commons Park.
All right. Now, I want to thank you folks for coming in today and sharing this with me and keeping us informed on what's going on, and I'm looking forward to the Storybook Festival.
Thank you.
Thanks, Boyd.
All right. You've been listening to Public Pulse on 930 KROE and 103.9 FM, Sheridan.
This is Eric Jacobson, partner at Eliason Financial. I think we can all agree that living and working in Sheridan, Wyoming is an absolute privilege. At Eliason Financial, we support our community through volunteerism, philanthropy, and making a positive economic impact. To learn more about who we are and what our wealth management advisors can do for you, visit Eliason Financial online or call 307-672-3010. Securities offered through Royal Alliance Associates, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Deputy of the Sheridan County Sheriff's Office. I'm running for sheriff. I have 15 years of Wyoming law enforcement experience. I believe community collaboration together with proactive law enforcement approach will lead to effective law enforcement in the community. When you vote for Brandon Masters, you vote for a leader who stands with the principles of grit. I humbly request your vote for sheriff on August 16th. I want to thank the citizens of Sheridan County for supporting the Sheriff's Office. For more information, find me on Facebook or visit my website, BrandonMastersForSheriff.com, paid for by Brandon Masters for Sheriff.
Frackleton's brings you this pet of the week from the dog and cat shelter. Karma is a friendly dog with a lot of energy. She loves to run and play and loves to take plenty of walks, hikes, and needs a fenced yard to run in or a ranch where she can put her healer skills to work. Kittens everywhere. The shelter has kittens to spare. Plenty of shapes and sizes and colors for homes to call their own. Stop by the dog and cat shelter and take your pick.
Hammer Chevrolet is a lot full of quality pre-owned vehicles, Troy Baker. Bob, the lot changes daily. If you're looking for fuel efficiency, we have a 2017 Infiniti QX30 luxury all-wheel drive that gets 21 in the city and 30 on the highway for $24,495. We also have a 2016 Chevy Trax LT all-wheel drive that gets 24 in the city and 31 on the highway for $19,795. All of our pre-owned vehicles are priced below any VA value. That's how we do business.
Hurry in, the lot changes daily. Hammer Chevrolet, 107 East Alger, online, hammerchevy.com.
Life is already so busy. Why make stops at multiple stores when there's one store that has you covered for projects big and small? C&B Sheridan now carries home and gardening products from hoses, grass seeding tools to John Deere lawn tractors and compact tractors. Everything you need to keep your lawn looking great. All in one convenient location. Stop in and check out their expanded inventory and see for yourself why C&B Sheridan, located at 2491 Heartland Drive, is your new one-stop supply shop for all things home and garden.
Pittsburgh Paint, with over 135 years of product expertise, is now available at the Sheridan Commercial Company. Hi, Kurt Smith here. You will now find Pittsburgh Paint at the Sheridan Commercial Company. Pittsburgh Paint is a leader in quality and product innovation and built to perform for the job at hand. Now with two great paint brands, precise color matching, architectural and homeowner paints and coatings, plus a large inventory, it only makes sense to get your paint at the Sheridan Commercial Company at 303 Broadway, open 7 days a week.
From Jill Bates in the Best Team Studio, brokered by EXP. News Talk 930.
KROE, Sheridan.
For a break on gas and diesel prices, I'm Rich Dennison, Fox News. President Biden this afternoon is expected to call on Congress to initiate a temporary pause of the federal gas tax.
President Biden has been blaming Putin and oil companies for high prices, and the CEO of Chevron is responding to the president with this. Your administration has largely sought to criticize and at times vilify our industry. These actions are not beneficial to meeting the challenges we face and are not what the American people deserve. President Biden appears unfazed. These big oil CEOs are invited to the White House tomorrow, but President Biden says he's not going to see them. He'll leave that up to staff.
Fox's Peter Ducey at the White House. Critics say pausing the 18.4 cent a gallon federal tax on gas and nearly 25 cent a gallon tax on diesel won't help lower record prices much, and some question whether the savings will be passed along to drivers. The Senate has cleared a procedural hurdle on a bipartisan gun bill.
Votes could happen this week on newly agreed-to legislation negotiated by 10 Republicans and 10 Democrats, enhancing background checks for young gun buyers and boosting funding for state mental health programs and school safety. Lawmakers finalized language concerning state-enacted red flag laws and firearm restrictions for cases of domestic abuse. President Biden has indicated his support on what would be the first major firearms law passed by Congress in decades.
Fox's Jared Halpern in Washington. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell today said the Fed is determined to raise interest rates high enough to slow inflation. He said the pace of future rate hikes will depend on whether and how quickly inflation starts to decline. Powell's comments coming a week after the Fed raised its benchmark interest rate by 0.75 percentage point, its biggest hike in nearly 3 decades. America's listening to Fox News.
The economy is headed directly for a disaster. The Fed can either raise rates to lower inflation and trigger a stock and housing market crash, or it can keep rates low and potentially cause hyperinflation. That is why you must take action to protect your savings right now. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to diversify your retirement account out of paper assets and into physical gold. The Birch Gold Group IRA is what I recommend to all my family and friends. And today, Birch Gold is giving away a free information kit about how gold IRAs work. To get your free copy, just text the word PROTECT to 989898. It's crucial for you to get this information before an economic disaster is in full swing. Again, text PROTECT to the number 989898 to get your free information kit on gold. There's no obligation or purchase required, so do it now. Text PROTECT to 989898. Action, action, action. Use your agency. Take action today.
Yesterday's runoff elections in Alabama and Georgia finalized some midterm races.
Katie Britt says she was told she couldn't beat a sitting congressman seeking a Senate seat, but she did, beating Alabama Representative Mo Brooks in the Tuesday runoff.
Me standing in front of you is proof that the American dream is alive.
Her next opponent, Democrat Will Boyd, in 5 months. Over in Georgia, Trump-endorsed Vernon Jones lost his 10th district runoff to Mike Collins, and Bee Nguyen won the Democratic primary runoff and will face Republican Brad Raffensperger for Secretary of State. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Russian officials say a drone strike has caused a fire at a refinery in southwestern Russia near the border with Ukraine. No one has claimed responsibility for today's attack. It follows a series of other fires in western Russia blamed on Ukraine. A new docuseries takes another look at Chernobyl.
Chernobyl, The Lost Tapes is a documentary premiering on HBO 36 years after the nuclear reactor accident exploded in Soviet Ukraine. Newly uncovered archival footage and recorded interviews with those who were there paint an emotional and gripping portrait of the extent of the disaster.
Nuclear radiation had already reached Scandinavia.
People seemed unaware of the potential dangers.
And the lengths to which the Soviet government went to cover up the incident, including sending soldiers in to liquidate the damage. Chernobyl remains one of the worst man-made accidents in history. In Hollywood, Michelle Polino, Fox News.
An upcoming 4-part documentary on the Rolling Stones will put the spotlight on the band members as individuals. My Life as a Rolling Stone will take turns focusing on Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, Ronnie Wood, and the late Charlie Watts. It will premiere in early August on Epix. I'm Rich Dennison, and this is Fox News.
Now's the time to start those projects you've been dreaming about. Excavation, landscaping, or home improvement. Wagner Ranch Services has the materials. Wagner Ranch Services carries many types of gravel, scoria, topsoil, and landscaping products. Check out Wagner's landscaping display, where you can view a variety of landscaping materials that can be picked up from the yard or delivered. Wagner Ranch Services, 13 Industrial Lane, 307-752-2787. Open Monday through Friday from 7 to 5.
What to do with that old bed? Don't just toss out your old bed. Slap some wheels on the frame, put a team together, and run in this year's Beds Along the Bighorns bed races. Have an old racing bed? Bring it out of retirement. The winning team receives the title.